on this computer. All right. And I got the red light. All right. So welcome you guys to new consultant onboarding training. And okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you right into, let me get screen share with you guys here. And we're going to go just right from signing into the website, which I know you two know how to do that, but for newbies, they might. Okay, let me see here. Where do I want to go? Let's go. All right. So you can start off on pamperedchef.com. Oh, and I'm already logged in. Let me sign out and log back in. All right, so it's going to come up like this. You're going to click sign in. And I have my stuff saved, but you can put in by your email address as your email, or you can actually, I use my consultant number. So once you learn your consultant number, if you don't want to be having to deal with putting your email in there every time, you can just use your consultant number, okay? And then whatever password you use to sign up with, that's the password you're going to have. And then you can, you can change it if you want to, but once you learn it and if you save it into that, it should be fine. So then we're going to sign in, and then it should always bring you to the consultant corner page. Consultants Corner is working off of our new version of our website. We are in the process of updating our website. So we're right now kind of toggling between the old and the new because it's kind of a process to get all of the different pages done. So this is where we're at right now. So we start off on this page. The big plus sign is where you're going to create shows. And then under my business, you can list all your parties are going to list out here. Once you start having orders and shows being shipped out, you can just click right here for shipment status. This is where you can manage all of your contacts, and you can access who's been added to your email newsletter, which we'll talk more about that down the road. And then consultant connection. That's going to be a place that you're going to want to look at frequently as consultant connection. Kim Holbrook, have you gone there at all yet?
Yeah, many of times, but I get very confused inside of there, like if it's that and PC University, those two things, are they the same thing? Are they different?
No,
it's like,
they're two different places. And Kim Reynolds, have you been on Consultant Connection at all?
Possibly.
Okay, so Consultant Connection kind of looks like this. Here, let me show you.
Yes,
you always have to click the top orange rectangle.
When I try to click that, it won't let me in there.
It won't?
No, I have a screenshot I can send you of what it tells me every time. It's like some error or something.
Okay, we'll look at it.
I've never seen this screen.
Okay, so this is like a place that you want to frequent. Like I go here daily, if not multiple times a day, because I'm kind of a psycho about watching my numbers. But this is where all your sales are going to be, what your recruits are at for the month. If you've got recruits, you can go in and see different reports in here. You can do like prior year, obviously you guys won't have any of this stuff in there yet, but all of this is here. And then you can, in your performance details is where it's going to show you kind of like your monthly stats and your yearly stats. And so we actually do suggest, if you're a person that likes to keep track of things, there's some people that do this business hi Chloe. There's some people that do this business very hobby-like. And then there's some people that are really in it to, they want to improve, they want to, do that. So they like to see their stats. And so then you can kind of see what your averages are month to date, year to date, that kind of stuff. And obviously when you have a team, then you start getting different, different numbers on here. So these couple of spots on Consultant Connection. And really my biggest suggestion for you is just start clicking on things. Click on things, open them, look at them. It'll all start making sense to you. I mean, don't you agree, Kelly Shemp? That's just kind of what you have to do. Yeah, I agree too. So this here too, this little calendar here, you can click on it. And as a matter of fact, I can add a show for here. So you would click on, I have a show on April 24th now. So I clicked on that and I just add my show. It's not super, super important that you do this, but yet I can go in and look and see what you have booked for shows then. So it is nice if you get into the habit of doing it. If you don't, though, it's not like I'm going to yell at you and scream at you or anything like that, but it is helpful to me because I can go in and go, oh, Kim Reynolds has 3 shows booked this month or whatever. So
this doesn't automatically populate when you create a show. You have to go in and add it to this.
Yes. Yeah. Because like I was saying, this is like we're working off of like an old website and a new website. It's weird.
Okay.
And some of these, they call them like legacy, the legacy sites. Like they've been using these since like probably like the early 90s. So apparently the older stuff they were just telling me this when I was down at home office last week, or the week before. They were just saying that kind of like the older this kind of stuff is, the harder it is to like get it back onto, into the real world, if you will. So I'm sure that's going to be, we just have to work through it. So, so that is Consultant Connection, and you can just click out of it then, and it brings you back just to the old website. So this is like your, this is the thing it's going to like be weird with toggling is if you click home, it's going to take you back to this page. But if you click here, I got to move you guys off my screen here to the top. If you go down here and click full site, then it brings you back to this page, like to the home page of Consultant Connection here, or Consultants Corner here. This is where you're going to access PC University. And this is where I would like you to be spending a lot of your time over the next couple of weeks, because even if you've watched something once, go back and watch it again. Okay. They say, even with all the years that I've been doing this, they say that, watching, it's kind of like the habit thing, like watching things, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, then it finally starts to click. So sometimes it's going to take more than once for you to watch a video on bookings or a video on recruiting. But Pampered Chef Home Office has really, really invested. They're very invested in their consultants compared to a lot from what I hear. This is the only direct selling company I've ever done. But from what I hear, we take a lot of value in our consultants in the field. And I guess the way that Pampered Chef looks at it is that if we're not performing in the field, they have no operating expenses to work from. So we have to be selling. So they need to make sure that they're training us and helping us helping us as much as they can, so we can be successful for all of us, all around. Okay. So it is kind of weird to think about that. Like their whole budget at home office is based on what we sell. So, they don't have like an extra million sitting here and an extra million sitting there to create new products with. It's like, it's us. So it seems like a lot of pressure, but that's why they invest so much time in training in us. So a few years back, they created PC University. So have you guys been in here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So if you haven't already, I'm going to start here. I want you to kind of make sure. Kim, did you start? I know Kim Reynolds, you ended up not doing the $39 kit, right?
Of course not. I had to get more.
Kim Holbrook, did you? You just did 39,
I got that.
right? You just did 39. So there is some extra resources for you right on this top button to kind of accommodate with what you have in your kit. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's got some little bit more how to demo the breakfast sandwich maker, how to demo the microwave pasta cooker. So this gives you a little bit more instruction on those, okay?
Okay.
More specific, because that's all you have really to work with. I know you've got some cookware and some stones and stuff though, right?
Yeah, those are like my favorite things.
Good. Yeah, that'll just keep playing with them for people and taking pictures and showing things, and that spikes people's interest. So some of you obviously are not in 24 hours and 48 hours, but you know what? You just start from when you can. So if you haven't gone through each of these steps, make sure you've got your getting started checklist printed out. If I didn't give you, or Sarah didn't give you your recipe or my recipe for success, that used to be something included in the kit as like a workbook, and now they're just having us print it. So Kim, I haven't given that to you yet, right, Kim? Because we didn't end up getting to meet.
Right.
Yeah, she decided gallstones were more important.
Kidney stones.
Or kidney stones, excuse me.
Yeah.
More important to get taken out that
It
morning.
must be a Kim thing. Kidney stones are horrible.
Oh my
I've had a couple of them.
I've never had that, so oh my gosh.
I have it again. I'm having a lot of trouble since yesterday afternoon, so
Oh man.
it's been miserable. Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
No, I'd much rather meet with you, Kelly. Don't worry.
So I will make sure that you have that. So, I mean, you can go ahead and click on it.
Okay.
If you click on it here, it takes you right through the pages. So it's not like you can't look at it.
Sure.
But I'm still, with certain things, I'm still a paper person. So I think it's nice to have a copy of it.
Okay.
Okay, here, shoot, I gotta go. There, let me click out of this. Okay, so new consultant rewards action plan is here. So do you guys understand new consultant rewards, or do you need me to explain those, kind of go over those? Why don't I just go over them with you? So one of the big things that we work on with you is to really have you have big successes in your first 90 days of business. We want you to, I'm sure if you watched our welcome video, we talk about, thinking your business as being on a runway in a jet, getting ready to take off. We want you to go those first 90 days, and then you can kind of decide what altitude you want to fly at and see what it's like. So, try to get as many shows as you can in those 90 days. You're going to be rewarded from Pampered Chef for submitting sales and recruiting in your first 90 days. They're also giving you a free website for your first 90 days. So there is some huge benefits that you can work for. So submitting $1,250 in commissionable sales in your first 30 days will give you 100 Pampered Chef dollars every single time you hit that number in your first 90 days. And if you were to recruit somebody in your first 90 days, and they qualify in their first 30 days, Pampered Chef will give you 100 PC dollars again. And what I mean by Pampered Chef dollars is kind of like a gift certificate to use within Pampered Chef. So you can use them to purchase more business supplies like catalogs and order forms and postcards and spices to use at your shows, that kind of stuff, all that kind of business material type things. You can use it even to order more products for yourself if you need to enhance your kit. That's really nice, especially for the people that did get the $39 kit. They can add on to their kit. And the other really great thing you can use PC dollars for is to pay for some types of meetings that Pampered Chef offer. And that also includes National Conference, which will be in July. And we will have, actually they'll be announcing it this week because registration is going to open next Saturday, I believe. So they'll be announcing the pricing and stuff like that this next week. And you can use that to pay for your registration fee. Or even part of it, like if you only have had 50 or something like that, you could use it towards it. The very cool thing about about joining in the month of March is they had a special bonus this month. So this month, when you submit $500, they give you 50 PC dollars. And then if you submit $1,250, then you get an additional, how is it? My mind just went blank. 100 and, what is it, Cal? My gosh, my mind just went blank. 200? Yes, 200.
An extra 200.
Extra 200. So then you'd end up, once you hit 1250 the first time, you get 250 Pampered Chef dollars. So that's like the bonus this month. Yeah. So you can't beat that. So try your best in your first 30 days, to get 1250, and then you'll end up with the $250 PC dollars in your account. So the PC dollars never expire either. So you can just, sometimes people just bank them and leave them in there. Sometimes people get excited and they use them right away. So it's whatever you want. It's just like another type of a bonus for you. So that's there. And then, okay, so that is a flyer you can look at. And then let me see here. So I want to make sure, I know we talked about this last time, Kim Holbrook, but I want to always just make sure I'm showing this because Kim Reynolds might not know this. And Chloe, I know she's on the phone tonight, but I know she knows this too. But I wanted to talk just really quickly with you guys about Fast Track to Director too. Fast Track to Director is the only time that Pampered Chef gives a cash bonus, okay? So you can earn a Fast Track to Director by promoting to Director in your first 90 days. They will give you a $500 cash bonus if you promote to Director in your first 90 days. Then when you maintain your director status for the next 3 months, they will give you another $500 bonus. And then if you promote to an advanced director in your first 6 months, they'll give you another $1,000, okay? Like I said, only time they give a cash bonus. And I want you to know that, yes, this probably looks like, holy moly, that's crazy to even think about becoming a director right away. But people are doing this left and right. When it first premiered, it was kind of like, wow, I can't believe somebody did that. And now people are literally doing it like weekly. I mean, they're doing it all the time. It's kind of become a norm. So if that's something that you would like to focus on, let me know, and me and Sarah will work with you on that, okay? I'd love to help you with that. So take a peek at that, and if you have any questions, let me know. I never want to I don't ever want to assume that somebody's not interested or somebody's interested. So I just want to make sure I put things out there to you guys so you know what's all available to you, okay? All right, so Fast Track to Director. And then working on your launch list, and we talked about this a little bit before, but just printing this out, or if you print it out in My Recipe for Success, there's the list in there, and just going through and trying to figure out where you're going to get your first parties from. Sometimes these little lists give you a really good idea who to pull from. So it's all right in PC University for you, right? Right in the beginning here, those lists are, and you can just print things out as you go. This part just kind of explains PC dollars, and then this just has some other info. I don't really have too many people ask me much out of the Consultant Policy and Procedure Guide. Usually, for the most part, if somebody has something come up, that's when we, then we'll look things up as things come up. But most of the time, people don't get into too much of that unless they're trying to do promotions up to director and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like you have to, it's not something that you're frequently looking at, the Consultant Policy Guide. But you can go in and read it. I will tell you, I'm that type of person that when I joined, I did read it. I did. Yeah, so that's me. So let me see here what else they want. So we got everybody. I know you guys did like your eBiz tools and all that. So you guys all got your website set up. I know you guys all did that because Kim's already done a show. Kim's got her other one. So this is where you're going to find things about your website and your eBiz tools. eBiz tools, your website will expire 90 days from when you started it. So you do want to make sure that you go in here and select, if you haven't done so already, you do want to make sure you go in here and select the way right here. Oh, just one online order. That's not where I'm clicking. Hold on here. The eBiz tools, there's a spot. I think when you click that, I don't know if I should click that or not. Here, let me try it. Oh, here. So when you click that, it'll manage your subscription. So you can click 6 months or you can click 12 months. You can change that. Like once you get to the 6 months, then you can say, oh, I think I'll do it for a year at a time now. $66 for 6 months, $120 for a year. So it's a little bit cheaper to do it for a year, but really for basically $10 or $11 a month, it's a pretty good, I mean, you almost can't get away with not having a website anymore. So just make sure that, go ahead.
Can you use your PC dollars to pay for that?
I don't think so, because it's a renewal process. So they have to have like a credit or debit card link to it. So Kim, I will double check on that for you, but I'm almost positive that somebody asked me that like a couple years ago, and I think the answer was no, but I will double check for you. But I think it has something to do with the way that it like auto renews.
Which makes sense.
Right. I think they will send you an email when it's going to renew. But just kind of paying attention, because you don't want to be in the middle of like a virtual party, running a virtual party, and have your website go where it's not, you don't want to do that. So, I mean, I will tell you, you can run your business without a website, but you're not, because you can go in and manually enter all of your orders and stuff, and you still have access to Consultant's Corner and manually entering. But the thing is that in the world we live in, especially with the virtual parties, you really need to make sure that your website is active. Okay. So that's the one thing. And really, like I said, for $10 a month, that's not hard, at all. So, okay. So then let's see, there's like you guys are on like a bar, like across the top of my screen, and I have to keep moving you so I can get to the top of my screen. Okay. Where are we here? Okay, I want to go back to, you can still see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. This is another part right here. Have you guys done the party experience yet? Okay.
I don't think so.
That is one thing that you're going to want to do as soon as possible, especially if you're going to start working on doing some virtual parties. The party experience page, they have you take kind of like a course on, well, it is a course, in-person parties. So you want to make sure that you go all the way through and mark the lesson as complete. And you do not have to print your course certificates, but just make sure you get to the point that it gets you to the certificate. So you have to do the in-person party first, then you do the virtual party, same thing, go all the way through. There's little videos that you watch, so there's like little segments. I want to say there's like 4 or 5 segments for each of them. I want to say maybe it takes like 30 minutes or something, 40. Does that sound right, Cal? Yeah, she's shaking her head. So I want to say like 30 minutes. And then just make sure you get to that part where it says print course certificates. You don't have to print them, but just make sure you get to that part. Because then basically what happens is it opens up a whole slew of marketing imagery pictures for you to be able to have access to in the virtual party section of the marketing imagery. And it gives you scripts and guidelines to do virtual parties. It basically is all laid out there for you. And if you want to simply just cut and paste for the most part and add a little bit of your own personality to it, they've got the pictures and recipes and videos and everything right there for you. last week, I think it was, Kelly was nice enough to do a little virtual party training for us. And it's on the website, or I'm sorry, it's on the Facebook group page, her training. And she'll kind of show you that, how she uses those, I can't think what they call them. Do they call them transcripts? I think it might be. Something like that, where you like you can cut and paste from them. And so that this little course about the party experience is going to get you to that information. Okay. So that's important that you take that. Chloe, have you been able to take that yet at all? I think you're muted, honey. So I don't know. You can put the chat button too if you can't. The chat button, I think, is down at the bottom and kind of in the middle of the page. Because I don't know if Chloe's done that either. Okay, so then let me get back again here. All right, back to Consultants Corner. That's not really what I want. Okay, so then have you guys done, actually, I am going to go back to Consultants Corner. Have you been able to set up your order payment accounts?
I think I did, but I don't know.
Okay. Kim, did you?
I didn't set it up yet. I saw
Okay.
where it was, but it's not checked off on my list of things.
Okay. And that was one of those things that when we were going to meet last week, I was going to work on with you. So,
Okay.
So basically, you can go in over on the Business Center tab. It is pretty self-explanatory, so I'll just kind of walk you through it real quick. And then Kim, I'll show you where you can look to see if it's active, okay? So Business Center tab, financial information, and then click on order payment account. And so you have the capability in the first 60 days of your business to go ahead and just use your own debit or credit card for people's orders that paid you with cash or check. Now, some of the virtual consultants that are out there, they still want you to set up an order payment account, even though you're probably not going to be getting cash and checks because you're doing your parties virtually, but it still is just a way for them to be able to ACH withdrawal out of your account. And then also most people will use the same banking account to have their direct deposit set up, okay? So in the middle of the screen here, it kind of tells you that, you know, you've got 60 days to use your own credit or debit card and then get this set up. But if you click here on the first time setup, if you click on here, you can just do it all online. And mine says change, but it'll say select order payment account, select direct deposit. And it just gives you like a form to fill out that then like electronically submits to home office. Okay. And you do have the capability to set up your direct deposit and your bank account with separate accounts. I think most people usually use the same account. This is the point though where some people make the decision they may want to open a separate banking account.
Yeah.
Some people that are maybe single, maybe don't worry about that so much, but sometimes like when, you know, I know for me, I did open a separate account because I didn't really want to be dealing with my personal finances. And my husband when my husband was still alive, he was never good about giving me debit card receipts. And so I just had my own account that I did my Pampered Chef stuff out of. And the other nice advantage to it is that if you do accept checks, you don't have to. You own your own business. And if you choose not to accept checks, you have every right to do that. But if you do decide to accept checks for payment, I set up my account as mine is Kelly Smith, and then it's a DBA account, so doing business as account. So some banks will let you do that. So mine says Kelly Smith, Pampered Chef. And the advantage to that is that if somebody writes me a check and it says Pampered Chef on it, I can cash it because that's how my account is set up. So there's a little bit of an advantage to that. But that's just kind of something for you to think about. And like I said, you have 60 days to decide. I would, however, if you want to get paid quickly, I would get it set up ASAP, because if you don't have your direct deposit slip filled out by the time you get your first paycheck, they will cut you a paycheck. You know, they will send you one in the mail, but they will deduct $3 from it for doing so. So try to get it set up as soon as possible. Now, Kim Reynolds, you probably have an account already, right? For something, did you have something for 31?
Yeah, I had a separate account for that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And
yeah.
and Kim Holbrook, do you have something? Because I know you've got another business too.
Well, I used I had to set up like one of those like prepaid, you can like have direct deposit on, you buy the card from and then I went in and got the extra card that they send you. So I entered that information in there, but there isn't like a specific phone number. So when I had to put the phone number in, I just put the one that was on the card. So I don't know if it like accepted it, if it's gonna work. Not.
If you log, you should have gotten an email first off. Did they send you an email?
I think I did.
Okay, so now the other place you can check is if you go over where it says your name, where it says, it would say, hi, Kim, and click my account.
Yep.
And then on here, it will, underneath here, if you click right there, it says banking info. And when you click on it, you should
That's what it looks like.
Okay, so you have account numbers and stuff in there?
Yeah.
Then you should be good to go then.
Okay.
You should be good to go.
When do we get paid? When is there a certain time?
Yes, there is. So for getting pays for our paychecks, and some of the stuff too, just so you guys know, and it's something that I just like to make sure that the team knows, because it's a really quick way sometimes to get some questions answered quickly, is on the announcements on our Facebook group. And it should be most of the time when you go right to the page, it should be the first thing that pops up. I have a document on there called the Team Quick Links. And so if you click on the Team Quick Links page, I have all sorts of stuff like that on there. So it'll tell you about your paychecks, but shows that are submitted the 1st through the 15th of the month, you get paid for on the 21st. And then shows that are submitted the 16th through the last day of the month, you get paid for on the 7th then. Okay. And the 7th paycheck is considered our month end. So if you had submitted shows and then submitted more shows by the end of the month and it raised your commission rate, then you would get paid that extra commission on that 7th paycheck, okay? And then you will always have $4 taken off of your check on that 7th paycheck, because it's month end. And the $4 is for your demonstrator liability insurance. Each one of us has an insurance policy for $1 million of coverage. What? For $4 a month, yes.
Wow.
So if I were to go to somebody's house and cut my hand open really bad and have to get stitches, more than likely my demonstrator liability insurance would cover that. Or somebody used my knife and cut themselves at the show, they would do that. If I walked out with a rock crock full of spaghetti sauce and the lady had white carpet and I dumped it all over her white carpet, my demonstrator liability insurance would pay for that carpet to be cleaned or replaced if they can't get the stain out. So, I mean, any kinds of scenarios that way. I had somebody using a ceramic egg cooker that they bought for me, and it shorted out our microwave because the lid flew off and water got everywhere, and it shorted out our microwave and wrecked it, and they bought her a new microwave.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I've had to use it a few times, so it's definitely worth the $4 a month. And sometimes for vendor booths, if you do vendor booths and stuff, they'll require you to have an insurance. So then it's just something that we can print off. There's like a form we can print off on the website here. And if somebody needs to see our insurance, we can show it then. Okay. And then it is a tax write-off for you at the end of the year. So, yeah. So we do get a 1099 form from Pampered Chef at the end of the year. So with the new tax laws this year, if you get a W-2 from your employer, you can no longer deduct all of those different business expenses that you normally could do with a business. But since we get a 1099 we still can deduct all that stuff. So that's kind of one of those some people were misinformed about that. So yes, we still have tax write-offs. There's still a huge advantage to having a business like this. Okay. All right. So let me see where else here. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to ask you guys right now what you have questions on with kind of going around the website and getting started. I mean, pretty much now we're going to head into the parts that go to starting to watch the videos within 6 weeks to start PC University. So the bookings is going to be first, and the getting started course, if you guys haven't already done that. And then it goes on to host coaching. One of the big things too is if you guys, I know Kim, you have, and I think Kim Reynolds, I think you did too. Chloe has done it too, but you guys can post something about your business on your Facebook page. Some people go ahead and create a VIP page, like a group on Facebook right away. I wouldn't suggest doing a business page on Facebook. It kind of seems like that's kind of like the old times doing that. The groups seem to be working better these days. So that's what they're kind of suggesting, is doing groups. What kinds of questions do you guys have right now?
I really don't have any until like they come up. I can't ever think of any.
And that's fine.
You know.
And that's fine. You guys are welcome to ask, just send a message. And really, truly, I will tell you, we have a very supportive team page. So if you can't get a hold of me, or you can't get a hold of Sarah, or even Lori, my director, for some reason, just put a message on the team page and somebody will answer you probably within a few minutes. And I'm home during the day quite a bit, not all the time. I've been home a lot more lately. I haven't been subbing in the school district as much with my husband passing away. I've been kind of staying home a little bit more. But Kelly Shimp is home pretty much all day, every day as well. She stays at home too. So we're usually the two you're going to get during the day if that's the case. And but just posting something on the team page, people will respond. Let me just bump over to the team page real quick here, if I can. I gotta move you guys again. Let me get.
Hey, Cal, I'm going to jump off, okay?
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So this is what I was talking about, the team links. It comes up as the first thing, like when you first jump on, or you can click on, well, it says it's announcements, or you can click, if you're scrolled down farther, you can just click announcements and it'll bring you back to it. Okay. And on here, and I'm adding to this all the time because it seems like there's always stuff that comes up that we feel like ends up being important to have available to you guys at your fingertips. So this was my system that I created to make things a little bit more readily available for you guys if you can't get a hold of somebody. So so sometimes I may just say to you, check the team links page, okay? Because I do want you guys to learn how to navigate through things. I don't want to be, I want you to learn, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean. I might just say though, oh, that one's on a team links, just check there, okay? So welcome video. I'd love it if you guys could go in and add yourself to the team roster. Eventually what my goal is for us to be using like a Google Calendar within the team too. I'm slowly working on incorporating more and more Google stuff into team. It just seems it's working really nicely. So I'm just really being encouraged to continue to use it, and that I'm finding most things work well with us. Okay, so if you can go on there and have a Gmail address, that's awesome. Most of us have one nowadays. This is kind of a little bit information about where we're at in the career plan and where I'm choosing to go with my business and what I would love for us as a team. So you can look at that. If you ever want to set up a coaching call with me, you can just click on my appointment thing here and you can see the times that I'm available, and it just sends me and puts me a message in my calendar that you want to talk with me at a certain time. Okay. So you can do that at any time. It's there for you to set up an appointment with me. And it doesn't have to be anything like super specific. You might just be frustrated about something and need to talk, chat with me. But sometimes with how crazy our schedules are, it's better almost sometimes to do that because I know I'm available at those times. Okay. Zoom calls, this just kind of plans. It looks like you guys got on here fine. So I have that on here for new consultants, how to get Zoom set up. This is kind of the stuff with your first, getting started with your business. This is what we were just that going into that consultant connection and your dashboard and how that works. Payments, order payment, or paychecks, order payment account, and direct deposit is all here. So how that works with your paychecks. Our host coaching system that I use, this is my system that I choose to use, and I find that it works really well for me. So I have it here for you guys to use, and you guys can adapt it to how well it works for you, to what it works for you. And if you want to do more of that in depth, we can do more of that in depth. Same thing with the tickler, with the filing system. Some people are never quite sure what to do with their paperwork and stuff. So this can kind of keep you a little bit on track with all of that so you don't feel so confused. I also explain on here being green and being active. What being active means in Pampered Chef. It means different things sometimes than what you think it might mean. And you'll hear us refer to the term green by 15. So you can read a little bit about that on here. And let me see here. Kit enhancement, Cint share. I have to add Kelly's video to this too. Canva is another place people like to use Canva to make pictures and Facebook covers. And so that one seems to be pretty user friendly. So people like that one. How the importance of having email addresses for your show orders. That's how we track our warranties. And how they're a must for future party picks for people to get their half price item. So we need to make sure that we know their email address. Handling customer returns or missing items on an order. I also have a little link on here. It's a little bit cheaper if you use PayPal to print out labels for shipping. It's a little bit cheaper, so I have that link here. And then a lot of the girls on the team have cute little envelopes that we use. They're these clear cellophane envelopes with like prints on them. And they're really inexpensive and they just make your host packs fun. And so I have the link to where you can order those on here. So that's just kind of stuff that I think is really useful. And like I said, I'm always adding things on there too. So, go back and check it from time to time. Or if you have a question on something. So anything else from you, Kim? Or Chloe, if you have a question, hon.
Nothing from me.
I thought of a question, but I'll remember it next time we talk.
Okay, that sounds good. Did you have any orders come through on your page, Chloe, or on your thing yet, Chloe?
I had one. It's still open as of right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
and
make
you
a post. I'm gonna send out messages.
Okay, and sometimes people that's what happens with virtual parties. Some people just wait till the end or forget or whatever. And I mean, who knows? It just, you never know what's going to happen with those. I mean, they can be super, super successful and sometimes they can be kind of,
A dud.
but they can be. But you do for your 30 days to try to hit that 1250 in your first 30 days. You have until I believe tomorrow night at midnight because it's through, I think it's the 1st. So, okay. All right. So
I'll post and I'll send out messages.
Okay. And I'll be around in the morning too if you have questions or something, honey. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. All right. Kim, did you have anything else then? Because otherwise I'm going to let you guys go because I have the director bound meeting I have to do in 10 minutes. So.
No, that's fine. Go.
Okay. Sounds good. I will talk to you. I'll talk to you. I'll message you though, Kim, and we'll chat about Saturday.
Can you record? Is that director bound meeting going to be recorded?
Yes, it will.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay on for that one.
That's okay. That's okay, hon. I understand. That's why we record.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Kim. Yep. I'll talk to you. Well, I'll chat with you then and we'll figure things out for Saturday. Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.